we already seen many methods, right, for accessing devices remote devices. First of all, we seen the console one. For the console, we need a console cable and we need a physically close to the router or a switch or a firewall. Then we also see that you configure the basic activity like IP addressing. You can access the device remotely. You can configure telnet, okay, and the telnet will allow you to connect the device remotely without moving from your current location. But the telnet is the problem with the telnet. The telnet is not secure. Okay, so if the telnet is not secure, it means that if somebody is sitting in the middle, what they can do, they can actually, um, you know, telnet is not secure, right? Highly recommended to use SSH. Step to configure Cisco devices to support SSH. Ensure that the router has a unique host name and IP address. These are the steps. So first of all, router must have a unique name in the network. Secondly, you need to configure a domain name. Domain name, like, normally we access bbc.com, google.com and things like that. Okay, so basically you need to say IP domain name command and give up any domain name. Most likely in the company, in the corporate environment, they have their own domain, maybe local domain or whatever. Okay, so just ask the company. So then what you need to do, generate a SSH key. This is how you generate the SSH key. Okay, so behind the scene, your communication will be encrypted. Encrypted means that if somebody in the middle or somebody in the transit path, if they use some kind of tool to try to listen something on the wire, they will not see the actual message. The actual message will be hidden. Okay, it's encrypted. So we say crypto key generate RSA. It will say, then you can say number of bytes, bits actually 1024, and it will be generating the key. The more longer the key you select, it will be more secure. Then create a local username. Okay, create a local username. Then go to IPSSH version 2, for example, and then line VTY to fill in transport input R. Basically, normally in the Cisco, in the telnet, when we configure the telnet, we also use this command, transport input telnet or something like that. So we want to make sure that on the line VTY, what are the protocols are allowed. Now we can access the router remotely. So these are the steps. So again, the step 1, configure the host name, which we already configured, domain name. Okay, so let me show you how we can do this. Okay, host name is already clear. IP domain name. Make sure you are in the config mode. Config T, IP domain name portrait.com, for example. Then we generate the key. Okay, and how we generate the key? Crypto key generate. You see, generate the new key. Generate RSA, enter. Now the default one is 512. If you are happy, fine. If not, then say 1024 or even higher. Now you see, it generated the key. And you will make sure the communication is secure during the transfer. How does it happen? Once you come in the cybersecurity class or any security class, you will see that. At that time, we will discuss in detail. Second thing is, we need to create a local username and password. So username, Maz, password, Cisco. IP SSH. So SSH has 2 versions. So some of the other configurations like timeout, how many times you can authentication retries, version 2 or 1. Version 2 is more secure, so we will be using version 2. Clear? And then we go to line VTY 0 to, let's say, 15, and I'm saying transport input all. Basically, input, you can say all mean all the protocol, including telnet and SSH. Clear? And I'm saving the configuration as well. How we can save the configuration? That there are 3 commands: write memory, copy, run, start. Okay? Clear? Now, how we can test it? In order to test that, we need to go into our topology, and from here, I can open command prompt, or maybe we have some other option. Wait a second. No, not the terminal. Yeah, so we can go into the command prompt, and here SSH, you see SSH minus L, Maz is my username, and then it's not direct command, you need to the IP address. You see, it opened. Okay, I don't know what's the password. What's the username? So look, I am testing from my PC. I'm testing from a PC. So from command prompt, I can, and it's goes to Cisco, but not sure what's active. And you can see after that it's closed. So basically, no idea why it is connected, but at least when you go to the Cisco router and you say show SSH, it shows you that the session has been initiated. Okay, that's how you can test. SSH minus L we use for the username, and then the IP address of the router you are trying to access. So that is how you enable the SSH on a Cisco router. Sometimes if you are not sure, at least if you have the concept what is SSH, go to the Google and search how to enable SSH on a Cisco router. You will see many documents there. Okay.